Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm up with the next video of top 150 interview questions of Lead Code. So let's get started. I know that I am posting this video after a very long time, maybe after a month or so, but due to my personal reasons I was not able to give a full attention to the YouTube. So that's why, because my priority at that time was to look after my family. So that's why I was a bit delayed in it. But apologies for the same. So from now onwards, I'll be posting these videos regularly on the YouTube platform. So let's get started with today's question by saying Jai Ganpati Ji. So, so today's question is valid palindrome. It's an easy question. So a phrase is a palindrome if after converting all upper cases into lower cases, removing all alphanumeric, it reads same forward and backward. So we are given a string S. We have to return true if it's palindrome, or else if it's not, then we have to return false. So let's discuss by taking the case that we have right now. So a man, a plan, a canal, and double dots, Panama. So it's returning true because when we have converted all the letters present in the string to lowercase, it reads the same from forward as well as from the backward. So let's discuss the question. So let's get started with the same. So we are given a string. I guess maybe there. So we are given a string S, that is a man, a canal, and what all we have? Oh, it's a plan. My bad, it's a plan. And then we have a canal, and then we have table. So, being an easy peasy question, so what we have to do in this, we can simply so my required output is true. So as we have already like before, because I'm saying this phrase on the basis of an assumption that you have actually done the question based on a word which is palindrome, right? So I think it's easy for all of you to basically the question is palindromic string. So whether a string given string is palindrome or not, like we are given a word like A B A B A. So just determine that whether it's palindrome or not. So so assume that if you already did this question, so it would be an easy question for you to solve. But the basic thing that I want to discuss about this question is like how we have to actually tell the interviewer like what approach are we using. So as uh, since we have already done this preliminary question which I've mentioned here right now, A B A B A. So what we used to do, we used to simply take two pointers, I and J, starting from one indexed at its initial position and one indexed at its the last position. So what we are actually doing in this concept, we are actually comparing both these values. Is my I equal to j? If yes, we will continue. If not, we will simply return false. That's what the intuition of this question is. So the main word which I wanted to highlight is the two pointer. So what you need to actually convey to your interviewer is the word two pointer, that you are using a two pointer approach. Because I have seen in most of the cases, even in the case when I was also interviewing, like I was given a question on graph and I forgot what do we call the thing between two edges. Maybe because at that time we are nervous or something like that. So I I recommend all of you that whatever approach which comes to your mind, just take a pen and paper while sitting in an interview with you. So just write down that concept so that you're not short of words while saying these things to your interviewer. So right. So I just wanted to highlight all of you that the word two pointer is a must that you must keep in your mind while doing this question. So now the easiest part of this question is that what we have to actually do. We have to simply convert whole of this string s to lowercase like a man, a plan, a canal, and banana. Just keep on comparing. It will be the resultant string would be something like this. All the letters converted to lowercase, all the commas, all the uh, colons, everything got removed. So, so what, so what is this question now left out with? It is just left out with this picture, which I have actually visualized right now. So we'll just simply compare our last and the first character, and we'll keep on continuing until my I becomes greater than J, right? So that's for the intuition of this. But the main question is like how we have to actually remove all these commas and these colons or maybe semicolons which are coming in the string. So the simple solution to it is like you can write a function is alpha num, which would be a boolean function which will actually compare whether your character is between A to Z, capital A to Z, or is it between uh, small a to Z, or is it something like greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 9. That's what my alpha num function will actually tell me. So that's all the intuition of this question. So let's just write a pseudocode for the same. So I'm having this string. So what? So while my starting, what is my I is less than j. So what is my I? I'll assume it to be 0th index and j to be my s dot size minus 1, and then I'll simply check if my s of I um, sorry, is it an alphanumeric? Is it an alpha num? Then I'll if my if my function it turns out to be false, that means if my given character at the point of time is not an alphanumeric, so I'll simply increment my I, and I'll keep this check for j as well, because the existence of a non-alphanumeric character could be at the last of the string as well. I'll If it again turns out to be false, I'll simply decrement my j and continue. And after doing all of these calculations, I will simply check that if my uh, using this two lower function s of I not equal to 2 lower of s of j, I'll simply return false. And if all of these conditions are fulfilled, I'll simply increment my I and decrement my j. That's what the basic pseudocode of this question lies. And if my while loop is crossed, it means I'm already done with my characters, so I'll simply return true. That's what the basic algorithm happens out to be. So now let's discuss the code for the same and then move forward. So I have actually done this code already, and I'm checking that whether my string is empty or not. If it's empty, I'm just returning true because empty string is a valid palindrome as it's already given in the test case. So it also depends that we have to actually consider a valid string as palindrome or not. Just go through the test cases, or if it's not given, or if this question is asked in an interview, just make a reverse question to your interviewer that whether the empty string is considered as a valid palindrome or not. So what I did is I'm simply checking my I. If it turns out to be false, then I'll simply increment my I and continue. If my j turns out to be false, I'll simply decrement my j and continue. And if none of the condition holds, then I'll check that whether my lower character of ith index and jth index are not equal. If then it's returned false, otherwise simply increment I, decrement j. If whole of my loop is completed, I'll return true. So now let's run this code. And hey, the test cases have been passed. So now let's submit it. So a very good solution that it's of 0 milliseconds. So let's discuss the time complexity for the same. The time complexity is bgo of n, and the space complexity is bgo of 1, because we are not actually storing all of these lower characters in some other string. So I hope guys you have learned a lot in this question, and even the way in which the words which you have to tell your interviewer, basically specifically pointing towards that concept. So I hope if it really helps you, please do hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe it, and if you have liked my videos a lot, please do share it with your peers, your friends, and it would really help me a lot and would motivate me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much guys, and keep watching my videos.